I'm mentoring young people. I do it. If you look at Olkalau, I never went to Olkalau myself to campaign.
Why is that?
I left it to the young people. You know, I've been mentoring young leaders within my region because I don't want a situation where we could be where President Uhuru Kenyatta left us. President Uhuru Kenyatta did a lot for this country, and we respect him for the work he did for this country. Politics in our region, there was one gap. He did not mentor anybody. By the time he was leaving office, he was taking us to Raila Odinga because we didn't have anybody. I have decided consciously, in consultation with the elders, to prepare the leaders of tomorrow. And if you see why I've succeeded, why DCP is so strong, why we had such a strong showing in Olkalau, Rigathi Gachagua, the DCP party leader, is surrounded by young, energetic leaders. I feel youthful myself because of the youthfulness around me. In Olkalau, I made a conscious decision. I said I've been mentoring some young people. I want to test whether they have come of age. I want to see whether this mentorship program of mine has worked. I asked Senator John Methu, 35-year-old, and you come here, please lead the campaign and get your colleagues. Jerry Minor, 29, 30, Karungo Thangwa, 41, young people. And I'm to date. Among the things I'm celebrating in this win of Garau is the success of my mentorship program, that the leaders I'm mentoring have come of age. In fact, I was under a lot of pressure from the community that Kalau was very important because of the dignity of our community, that if something went wrong, they would be very offended. And they were finding me a bit irresponsible, in fact reckless, that I had left it to a 35-year-old man to drive such an important exercise. And many people urged me to move to Kalau and take charge, but I had confidence that for the last 2 years, I've mentored men and women, young ones, and they have come of age. Okay. And I didn't want to know. Okay. And I told my people, go and deliver. In fact, when William Ruto put too much money and brought the train, they almost chickened out and said, oh boss, this thing is too important for us. Ruto has put too much money. We have 7 ministers, please come and help us. I said, no. You guys, I want to see whether you have come of age. This thing, drive it to the end. They reached a point, they panic. In fact, I drove all the way to Nyahururu to go and take over the campaign. They were panicking because of the goodies, because of the money. I went to Nyahururu. And then I changed. I went in a small vehicle. I changed. I went round. I listened. I called them. I said, continue. There's no problem. Today, I want to tell the people, you know, there are people who have been saying, oh, the mountain will not have a presidential candidate, or Rigathi Gachagua can be locked out by the courts. In fact, most members of parliament from the mountain, Akina Faith Getawa and Alas Ichoma, they have gone to William Ruto saying, please interfere with the courts and make sure Rigathi Gachagua is barred from ever running, because if he runs, he'll finish us. See what you can do with the court and make sure he is barred from ever running, so that if he doesn't run, the mountain doesn't have a presidential candidate, then it's easier for us to get elected. I have very bad news for you. You people who have been pressurizing William Ruto to interfere with the courts and make sure that I'm not a candidate and the mountain has no candidate, I have very bad news for you. I have young men and women who have come of age. In the unfortunate event that William Ruto interferes with the court process and I'm barred from ever running, I have men and women ready to run. So me and the community will agree, pick one, and I can tell them, those young people I have are more lethal than Rigiji. In fact, a contest between one of my people, the ones I have, they would have a better showing than I as a presidential candidate, because one, they are youthful, they have a lot of energy, and also the country is craving for youthful leadership. So those who have been going to Ruto crying to him, that he can use his influence and money to corrupt the courts so that I'm locked out, so that the mountain will never have a candidate for president, for deputy president, I have bad news for you. After my team, because I then there, all my young people, 18 of them were there. From among them, in case they succeed, and they say, I cannot, we have men and women, competent,
all right,
capable, articulate, energetic to be president or deputy president for that matter. And I'm a very happy leader that my mentorship, my community will never be exposed again.
Okay.
That even if today anything happened to me, even if today anything happened to me, I've established successfully a clear leadership structure that the community will never get convinced. If I'm not there, pick so and so, move on.
All right, so you seem to think they're tested, tried.
Yeah, those guys are good.
Is